How easy do you think it is to open up about mental health?
I think over the last few years it's become a lot easier. I think if you look probably in general, probably 10-15 years ago it was probably something that wasn't really massively aware, and I think in football in particular, you look at the social media campaigns and all the various charities and things through the PFA that are available now. I think it's a lot easier, but it's whether people feel confident to be able to speak about if any troubles that they've got. And as you said, I think the awareness is getting a lot bigger. There's a lot of sort of discreet opportunities if people want to go down that road. So I think it's progressively getting there, but after it's something that people don't want to stop and think all of a sudden everything's alright.
Does social media affect your mental health?
I'm not really on it, to be honest, so it don't really bother me too much, but I imagine people that are on it probably do have certain times of the day, of the week, or whatever it is, whether it's on a Saturday after a game. If you look at it from that sort of point of view, I think when everything's going well, you're winning games, everything's hunky-dory and everybody wants to be on social media, but I think as you see, particularly at the highest level, you look at obviously England during the Euros and the World Cup and things like that, the sort of stuff that gets said is obviously bang out of order, but that's out there for everybody to see. So it's one of them. I don't think just because somebody's on it and they get abused, they shouldn't then have to just come off it, whether something should be done higher up, but it's just where we are. There's sort of keyboard warriors and things like that, so if people do get it, hopefully they can just push it to the side, which is obviously not the point that people have to do that, so it's just one of the things.
How does your stress vary?
Depends what the kids are doing. I'm try to stay quite relaxed and not too stressed as such, but obviously it comes to a certain thing where things build up, whether you keep them inside or you don't sort of speak about it, whether it's the tiniest of things that can annoy you, whether it's in football, whether it's sloppiness or people not going around cones and things like that. The tiniest little things that can build up. But as I've just said, I think when in football, in terms if you're in a good place, if you're doing well, if your individual's doing well, the team's doing well, all those things kind of don't annoy you as much. But then if you're not winning games, if your performance levels aren't high, or for whatever reason you're not training well, things start bugging you even more. So it's about getting that balance. I think maybe taking a deep breath in certain situations, look at it when you go home and come back the next day, and if it still needs to be spoken about, then have a little chat about it.
What do you do when you're stressed?
Just that, I think try and take yourself away from the situation, whether it's a confrontational one or whether it's something that's happened, and whether it's something in a game. Obviously now with technology we're in a fortunate position where you can look back at an incident and look at it from a different perspective, speak to one of your teammates, speak to obviously the staff, the gaffer, whoever's there, and just try and talk about it. I think it's good obviously to show that sort of passion and things, but the more you let it build up, obviously that them stress levels can build up. So just try and react positively to it, go back to the situation, review it, and then if that situation arises again, you've probably looked at it and see how you can deal with it in a more positive way.
How does football help improve your well-being?
I think we're in a fortunate opportunity across the board. I think whatever level you play at, obviously there are times during training, during games or whatever it is where you are going to have them stressful moments, but I think you've got to realise the opportunity that everybody's in. Obviously you look at today, for example, it's blue sky, sun shining, we're outside, we've had a good session, everybody's happy, so if we can keep it as many sessions as that as possible, keep the spirits high, and if you do see someone who's a bit down, whether you just have a bit of a laugh and a joke with them or just ask if they're alright. It's a small thing sometimes that can go quite a long way.
Do injuries affect your mental health?
I'd say that's probably the biggest one. Obviously I had it a little bit last year, and then the start of this season. it is frustrating. It's one of them things that's kind of taken away. It's out of your control, and I think that's the biggest thing. The fact that you can't physically affect it straight away, and then the next day you're back in training. It can be a long process, but it's one that I think you've got to sort of prepare yourself for, whether it's a surgery where you know you're going to be out for a few weeks or a few months or whatever. Try and build yourself ready for that, ready for the hard work that's ahead, so that when you do get back in training, you're fit, you're ready to go, and you don't want to end up back to where you were.
What is your advice to people who are suffering mental health?
I think look at the resources that are out there, or speak to a friend, your family, if that's your sort of first port of call. But I think everyone's situation is different, everyone deals with stuff different. I get that. You see people who are sort of bubbly and smiley every day, and they might have their own problems, but I think in a football situation, like I said, the PFA is there. That's our union. I think you only have to look at how far that's come on. You look at the stuff like the sporting chance and things like that. If that's the sort of help that people need, or the welfare officers at your club, or if at work and things like that, there's plenty of people to speak to. I think it's just having that confidence, or finding that person who you think you can trust, which I think is a massive thing. If you find that person who you trust, have that trust, and hopefully they can help you speak about it, put a few things in place, and work towards getting yourself in a mental place where everybody is obviously trying to be.
Thank you.